And why not, instead of beating yourself up, you give yourself a pat on the back every once in a while. You see, you got one life to live and one life to love, and no matter how much you think you love yourself, it's probably still not enough. So speak softly, but live loudly. Love fully and love proudly. Be easy and have empathy and be committed to your therapy. Find your bliss, call it inner peace. Finally buy into yourself, at least sign the lease. Don't worry about wealth, eat good foods and concern yourself with your health. Lift the fog, go for a jog, dig down deep in your soul for what you know is below and put some medals on the shelf. Don't smoke, don't curse, and don't stir up the pot and make anything worse. Get on your own road and let the positivity flow and let the negativity go. Be a dagger, be a dart. Make love your priority, and the smart thing to do would be to make it your art. Be a lion and a leader. Draw a line and never teeter. Be kind and be generous. Don't let what everyone else in the world does affect your benevolence. Give yourself purpose. Have serious substance. If all these things are done with rigor, I figure that the worst thing that can happen is that your heart will grow bigger and stronger, and maybe you'll be a little happier, and maybe you'll live a little longer. Thank you. Now Jack Kerouac's inspired poem. It's called At Least He Wrote. He wrote a play about a gray day in May. He wrote the second act and the epitaph on her behalf. He wrote a musical as big as Hamilton about how she shot him in the heart and then again in the abdomen. He wrote a long song about how love moves along, and then a symphony that vividly sings his lost in the trilogy. He wrote prose on scrolls and scenes on screens and bottled notes he set afloat about now being a libertine. He wrote strips and sketches, a few fiery speeches and descriptions in his diaries that became his autobiography. He wrote a lyrical history, an empirical serial on the back of a bus seat. He wrote articles on particles and essays on fate, love letters to goddesses and an odyssey of fate. He wrote verses and curses about the clockwork universes, but guesses his message is lost somewhere in that wreckage. He wrote a poem that showed him how much the universe owed him, but wrote it knowing his crowing was just his soul overflowing. He wrote it knowing his crowing was just his soul overflowing, but the writer there inside him keeps going and going, and the writing there beside him keeps growing and growing. Thank you.